Right, of course, Naso. Naso, good evening. Naso, good evening. All right, good evening, and welcome to another great, exciting moment right here on yours truly and solely for your listening pleasure, Vicky Lonia Radio, and of course, right here on the MIC is the queen of the MIC, Vicky Lonia, right here, and I am here to make sure that I bring you the best of your hearing pleasure. Okay, so welcome to the program at Biz Talk, where we get to talk about you and your financial life, you and your financial independence, you and your business life, you and your economical life. Anything that has to do with money and your financial independence is what we get to talk about right here on Biz Talk. Okay, and today's edition is going to be really, really educational because I have this problem is really a national problem at the moment, and a whole lot of people are really going through it as per their business lives, as per their their financial life. So that's the reason why I'm going to be talking about this particular topic right here on this edition of the program, so that those of you who are listening to me and probably going through this problem, you would be able to overcome it, and for if you know you have someone who is also going through the issue, you would be able to share this to them. All right, time check right now is 39 minutes going past the hour of 5, and I really just want to bring the action. So how about we bring the action?
Bring the action.
Okay, now that I am ready to bring the action, now let's go straight to what we have for today. So today on Biz Talk, I'm going to be giving off 15 steps in landing a job, 15 steps in landing your dream job. Okay, I'm going to be giving us 15 quick tips that will help you get hired very fast. Okay, you left school and you have been job searching for like ages. Enough of that era. Right now, I'm just going to give you this quick 15 tips, and they would help you in landing your dream job as fast as possible. Okay, now so there are some things that don't take a lot of time, okay, to do that will help you get hired quickly. And so far so good, I've heard from some job seekers who simply didn't even know that these 15 steps would have really gone a long way in helping them. All right, moving over to the very first step. You can save, for the very first step, you can save time searching for job online by just typing in keywords. When you go to a place like careerbuilder.com, you go to their search button, and and type in the name of the company you're looking for or the title of the job you're looking for. Just be specific. Don't just go ambiguous, so that you don't waste your time searching for a job online or searching for the right platform online. That is the first step. Now the second step is applying for every job you find isn't always a good idea. Okay, focus your energy, focus your search on jobs that you're qualified for. I mean, you will have a better chance of getting selected for an interview, and going about sending out random resumes and cover letters is just going to be an absolute waste of time. Before you start job hunting, take the time to decide what type of job you're seeking. Okay, now moving on to number 3 step. Don't stop applying for jobs. Never you stop applying for jobs, especially while you're waiting to hear from an employer who has told you will get back to you. Look, most job seekers are rejected by over 15 employers before even landing one job. So learn from your mistakes and stop applying and keep applying until you get the right offer. Worst case scenario, you have like 5 or 6 companies calling you to come and work for them. Hello, you go back to the highest bidder. All right, moving on to step number 4. You need a specific cover letter or resume, or your resume may not even get looked at. Okay, make sure that you have. Let me just tell you a secret. You have only a few seconds to impress a hiring manager, enough to select an interview for you. Okay, I know hiring managers who screen every applications personally, and they will tell me that if you don't show what you can do for the company, like in the first in the first paragraph of your cover letter, then you're not ready for an interview. They wouldn't even call you. So make sure that your cover letter is specific to the job that you're applying for. Okay. Now, number 5, you should also target your resume to the job. Okay. It is not just your cover letter. Your resume should be edited and tweaked so that it is as close as a match to the job as possible. Otherwise, my dear, it may not get picked up by the company or the recruiter. Okay. And moving over to number 6 step, you should not, you don't need to include all your experience on your resume. I have a friend who shared a resume with me, and trust me, with over 40 years of experience, and he wrote everything there. Who cares whether you have 40 years of experience? Can you just write out the experience you have on that job? Why must you write everything you did in 40 years? In 40 years, can you? Oh my God. Well, please, we don't need that right now. So, unfortunately, that's not going to impress anyone, okay? It's not. That is way too much information and too much that is waste of time, okay? Good. So, don't include all your experience. Just pick up the very, very important ones and keep them. The rest of them, just keep them somewhere, all right? Now, moving on to number 6. You can include more than full-time employment on your resume. I mean, if you have been out of work for some time and you don't want your resume to look like you have done nothing since you were laid off, try filling up the spaces, all right? Try filling up the spaces. All right, moving on to number 8. Now, dress like a manager or a successful person in your profession when you're going for an interview. You finally get to be called for an interview. Look, dress professionally. Maybe appearances shouldn't matter, but hey, it does matter. Look, the first few minutes you have for an interview, those are the minutes when you get to make that critical first impression. Be sure that you are dressed appropriately for the type of job and company you're applying for. All right, make sure you're dressed well. It is better you are overdressed rather than being underdressed. Good. Now, moving on to step number 9. Be yourself. Now, I have this favorite human resource expert. Her name is Susan Heathfield, and she always tells me that you always need to be yourself. I mean, rehearse when you go about rehearsing answers and faking smiles and saying what you think the interviewer wants to hear instead of what you actually believe. You end up misleading the employer. The employer wants to know who they hired, and that's the person they expect to show up for the first day of work. Okay, so stop all that pretense and be yourself. Now, moving on to step number 10. Storytelling during a job interview is an excellent way to share your experience and skills. It's even one of the best communication grounds for you at that moment. Now, one way to show the employer that you actually what you are actually is to tell a story. All right. When you are asked questions during a job interview, relay the specific skills and experience, all right, you have had, as well as how you handle the situations you're asked about. The more concrete information you provide, the more the hiring manager will know how qualified you are. All right. Okay, now good. Moving on to step number 11. Never say anything bad about your previous employer. Oh my God, this is something that most people do, and you don't even know that is the reason why you're not even called back for the job. All right. Now, I have helped in hiring someone. I have been a hiring manager before for an organization, and I used to feel so bad when potential employees start bad-mouthing their former bosses. It's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. In fact, that is one of the most common interview mistakes. Bad-mouthing your boss or your former co-workers is very, very bad. The first thing the interviewer is going to think about is what you will say about your company when you're moving on. So don't ever do that. Now, moving on to step number 12. You should send a thank you note after a job interview. You have not been called, you have not been told that you have been given the job, but it is important to follow up after a job interview. It's a way to show your appreciation for being considered for the job interview in the first place. I mean, it's also a way to reiterate your interest and share anything you neglected during the interview. Okay? So you could do it sending it through notes or the email message. Okay? Don't or you could call if you have the number of the interviewer. You could just call, to just say, hi, thank you very much for even considering me for the job. But it's better off if you send it through email. Okay. All right. Now moving on to step number 13. Networking is an essential component of successful job hunting. Networking is very important. Most jobs are still found through networking, whether it's online or in person. You never know who can help you find your next job unless you tell your connections that you are job seeking. Okay, so tell the people around you that you're looking for a job. Don't just tell anybody. Tell those people who you know can really help you. Just you should have a network of friends who are really in high places. Like you're looking for a job, and one way or the other you could just connect you. Understand? So just keep a good network of people. And then moving on to step number 14, references can make a big difference in getting hired. Okay, references are important, and employers always check them. From bosses, from co-workers, from clients, from subordinates, from suppliers, just make sure you have good references. Store them like you're storing your food. Okay, store them like you're storing your food, because your new boss might want to find out, about you from your former boss. That's the reason why you always have to whenever you're leaving a company, make sure you're living there with a good how am I going to put it now? Live there in a good way. Don't live there in a bad way. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, and then moving on to the very last step, which is step number 15. It is acceptable to apply for the same job more than once. It is acceptable. Yes, so what? You applied for your dream job before and you didn't hear anything. Try it again and try it again. Maybe they didn't come across your email or something like that. But just you have no idea why they didn't call you in the first place. So just try it again. Okay. Then you see, so you apply for your dream job and you didn't hear anything back from the company. Then you see the job posted again. Especially when you see that the job has been posted again, that they need someone there, try it again. Do it over. It's fine. But be sure that you carefully match your qualifications to the job requirements in your resume and cover letters, okay? And I'm going to give you one last a bonus right now. Make use of the LinkedIn application, okay? LinkedIn is a very good business application, all right? It's on. You can download it on your laptop, on your Mac or Windows laptop, or you can even it's also on Android and iOS. Please make sure you use the application LinkedIn. Okay, actually, LinkedIn is what is the official sponsor of this edition of the program today. Yes, the LinkedIn Corporation. They are the official sponsors of the Bees Talk program today on Vicky Lonia Radio. Okay, now make use of the LinkedIn app. They have this good network of companies. You could just make use of that opportunity, to get yourself that job that you're looking for. So I really do hope that these 15 steps went a long way in helping you out, or in removing in clearing the doubts you had. All right, I'm really hoping that you're going to apply these 15 steps to your job seeking venture, and I know that it is going to help you. You might not get a job still immediately, but it will go a long way in boosting you up. Yes, and it's going to, give you a better result. So, however, can someone just bring the action for me right now?
The action.
Okay, now that is exactly all I've got for you right here today on the Bees Talk program, and I do hope that this edition has really helped you out a whole lot. So make sure you follow the 15 steps I gave you, and trust me, you are going to be getting some sort of results one way or the other. You'll be getting a result. So this is where I'm going to be signing up from the program today. Join me by 8 p.m. for an amazing Monday groove time right here on Vicky Lonia Radio. And do not forget that by 8 p.m. we're going to be having the Man Crush Monday program. Who is your man crush? You are going to be telling me who your man crush is. All right, all of me still remains Vicky Lonia, and this is yours truly, solely for your listening pleasure, Vicky Lonia Radio. I'm signing out with this good song by Baba titled Gaga Shuffle. Let's go Gaga Shuffling. Have a good evening.